So I'm doing a thing, and I started to come on and record the whole thing, but it actually takes quite a bit of time to put these in. My camera's crooked. And so I figured I'd just come on and show you what it looks like, just to put in a couple, just to see how it works. I know I mentioned putting in curl formers. These are waveformers. I decided I want a bit more of a wavy texture than a curly texture. As my silk press is coming to the end of its life, I'm breathing new life into it for another week, when I will wash my hair next week by doing this hairstyle. I'm going out tonight, and I wanted to have these nice little waves. These will sit in my hair for approximately 3 hours. The thing is, obviously, since my hair was silk pressed, I wouldn't want to add water to it. But in order for these to actually really set, you know, I can't just leave them in. I'd have to leave them in for like over a night for them to really set without product. We'll be using Design Essentials coconut oil and avocado hair mousse. I have just a little bit of this left. It works really well because it doesn't overly wet the hair. Now my hair is parted on the side, but as you can see here, this is not a lot of hair, but the section is really large. So I have to improvise. So what I'm going to do is, this is no longer going to be a regular like side part, but I'm not going to make my sections necessarily bigger. So like you see here, I have, technically I would just go straight down, but that's not going to work because of that hair. So I'm going to take and I'm going to part it diagonally. And when I take it out, it will not be apparent because I'm not wearing a part on this side, I'm wearing the part on this side. When it comes to these waveformers or curl formers, anything that looks like this, where you have to use a hook to pull your hair through, you have to be very careful, for number one, because you can snag your hair. You don't want your sections to be too large because your hair will snag, and you don't want them to be too small because then you'll have not the definition you desire because the sections will be too small and it will slide out of your hair. A really good size is about 1 inch wide. So this is a good size, even though, take some of this out in the front. Okay, this is a really decent size. I could go probably bigger in terms of if I had more hair in the section, but because I don't have that much hair in the section, I can't go but so large. Because I'm not loving that section with the amount of hair that's in it, I moved some of the hair back and I will resume parting this way. I want my hair to fully revert. I am only going to apply the mousse from the mid-lip down. I'm gonna start at the bottom. This makes the ends really, really smooth. I don't want to revert my roots anymore, so I'm stopped right here. What I should have done first is put this on the hook, because now I have to let the section go. But moving quickly, actually, I'm gonna use a blue one because I'm using blue in the front. Honestly, these I don't even really know the difference. They actually curl in the same direction. They just gave me some of a different color. Anyway, so I'm gonna take that section. What you're gonna do is make sure you get all of that hair in the hook. So the hook is here. Get it all in the hook. And then I'm gonna push this up, and I'm going to pull my hair through, and if all goes well, it will pull right through, no issues. There we go. No issues at all. Very smooth. And occasionally you'll find that this gets a little bit kind of like it's stuck. Then you would just hold the top so that it doesn't come out, and then you just run your hands down that, and that'll straighten that right out. In the front, because the front seems to be the most problematic with having the least amount of hair, I'm gonna pull, this is too much hair because you see the section's too large. Go with about that much hair, the waveformer, and make sure that the top is in the direction that I want it to be when it's lying flat. Mousse, that section is really small. Apply it mostly towards the ends. And I'm making sure I get my edges too, because my edges, while they're in this, it will stretch them out. Make sure everything's inside. And notice my ends are not really reverting. It's because it's not that wet. I'm gonna finish the rest off camera because I think you can tell it's quite apparent how this works. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna film taking them out, but I will if I don't get a chance to film taking them out, I will just come on and talk with them out and just, you know, share my thoughts, maybe throw in a couple of pictures. I'm running out of time and I had to take the curl formers out because my hair is so straight. I didn't get enough curl in the amount of time, or enough wave in the amount of time that I needed. This would have had to have been overnight for it to really set, and I only was able to leave them in for 3 hours because I'm going out. And it actually straightened my hair out quite a bit. It straightened my hair out. So I have hope for this because it has no life in it, but this adds, you know, it stretched my silk press out. And so if I really want it curly, I'm gonna have to put some curlers. But for now, this is what we're working with.